So here we've got the 65 Lincoln that we've been working on, and we're getting in the final stages of doing body work and filler work on this car before we go to high build primer, over filler work, and obviously we did all our gaps during metal work. So what we've done at this point is panel to panel blocked everything. So when we look down this, everything fits perfect from one panel to the next. And now that it's straight and we've got the car, I'll say straight, it's finished in 150 right now. And now we get into the more detailed kind of things, like just like cleaning out all the holes. We're sanding any filler off the back edges that might have rolled around this edge while we're spreading filler on this car. We're cleaning up the backside edges. We're making sure our edges on the sides are nice and clean and crisp. And we're looking for little stuff like this, where this little nick is in that edge. It's kind of hard to see. There's a little nick right there. We're looking for stuff like that. How this edge is a little jagged right here. We're looking for pinholes, for example, like this. We're looking for stuff like that. We're gonna come in, fix all that, touch little tiny things up with glaze, fix things like this, where this corner is kind of jagged around this fuel door gap. We're gonna just touch up some things like this, get these 80 grit scratches out. This is where you need to be very thorough, especially if you're trying to prime once. This car will probably get primed twice just because it's so long and straight and it's going to be black. It's got to be nice. So that's what we're looking for at this point, is just details. Holes, edges, back sides of things, panel to panel, pinholes. This is the point where we have to get very meticulous with the body work, and especially the filling of the pinholes. This is a big car. I spent almost all day on just filling pinholes from the back corner to the front corner on this side yesterday, and just finishing wheel lips, insides, things like the front edges, the very small things that will make all the difference, especially on a black car. So once we get this car in primer, probably next week, we're gonna put L411 on this high build epoxy primer. And once we do that, this is gonna go kind of back into a fabrication type stage. We're gonna start getting our air ride set up on the car. Right now we've got it kind of in monster truck mode. We've got doesn't even have springs in it right now. It's got box tubes in there so that we could raise it up a bit for body work, so that we're not laying on the floor. At this point, we're gonna get it in primer, then we're gonna start doing air ride. We're gonna start doing making our switchboard, I'll say, for the top. We need to make sure the top goes up and down nice, that it fits the window post nicely. We're also going to be switching the window regulators from the Lincoln version to a simple hot rod type window regulator. We're gonna shave a lot of weight out of those doors by doing that. So because these window motors are so heavy, these doors are notorious for cracking on the door shells, and I think 3 of these doors had cracked on the door shells. We've obviously fixed that at this point, but we're gonna switch it over to a much simpler system. We're gonna put a different lock system in it with a key fob. The lock system in these Lincolns is actually run off of engine vacuum, which is one of the stupidest things that I've ever seen, honestly. So you can't lock or unlock the doors or anything unless the engine's running, and there was probably 8 vacuum lines that went into the car. So if you ever had a vacuum leak, good luck finding it. We're gonna change all that over, and once we get all of the modifying done as far as suspension and window regulators, locks, things like that. Anything that we're gonna change and simplify that we may need to do before we paint the car, that's what we're gonna do right after it's primed. While this is drying and getting some fabrication work done to it, we're gonna go on to the Nova in there. As you can see it peeking through there. We're gonna go on to that. We started putting that together the other day. That's been epoxied and is gonna be coming in here for this same thing to get body worked and primed and so on.